Hello everybody, it's Richie here. It's a little bit different. I'm going to make a video, recent spins. I've never done one of these, so it'll be recent spins number 1. I have plenty of time this week. I had surgery, so I'm at home. I've been watching a lot of BC videos. I don't know if I've commented on yours or not. I'm currently on this shit, and it says opioid risk of overdose and addiction. Yeah, this and a couple of beers last night, pretty good. Anyways, Dodgers are out. Got a couple of things. Well, first of all, on my way home from the hospital, it's the hospital that I was in is in West LA. I live in the East Side. And my wife didn't want to drive on the freeway, so we're taking side streets home. And we were on Jefferson. And once you get past USC, or right when you're leaving USC, it turns into one lane. They have a thing in California where they call it the road diet. It's a big thing with our LA mayor, Gil Garcetti, piece of shit, yoga pants. You got one lane going each way. You got this big ass lane in the middle where you can turn. And you got bike lanes. Well, we're going, and it just causes traffic. It used to be 2 lanes each way. The whole time we're driving down this, I saw 2 people on bikes. And they were on the damn sidewalk. I mean, it is ridiculous, this fucking road diet. Let me just tell anybody that isn't in California, if someone from California, like I think our governor, he's got sights on the White House, don't vote for him. This state is going, it's horrible. Anyways, Dodgers are out of it. Next topic, which, like I told my wife, it's a good thing. I mean, last year they got their butts kicked by the Red Sox, and they didn't do anything major on the offseason. They didn't really do anything the trade deadline, and it bit them in the ass. They need to make some changes on this team. Turner needs to go. I mean, he's still good. Trade him while you can get something for him. You're not going to win a World Series with Henley Jansen as your closer. And there's a couple other guys they could trade. They need to get some badasses in here. Some... In the 80s, when the Dodgers brought in Gibson, I remember at the beginning of the season, somebody put some ink on his baseball cap. He put it on, and he got pissed. And the next day, he had a team meeting with the whole team, and he told them, I didn't come here to joke around and have a bunch of that. I came here to win a World Series, and that's what the Dodgers need. They need somebody like that. I would get that pitcher from Bumgarner from the Giants. I mean, he's a hard ass. He wears his welcome out, I guess, after a while, but that's what they need. They need a little... You can't have all a bunch of, yeah, we're all buddy. You gotta have a little bit of, come on, motherfucker, let's get your shit together, guys, too. Anyways, like I said, this is a recent spins. I've been listening to a lot of punk lately. Before that, I was listening to Psych. And then I go through a garage stage. I kind of go through those stages. I mean, I'll pull stuff out, what I call my mainstream section. And that's what I've been listening to this week, is stuff out of my mainstream section. And these are all out of my C's. I mean, I do have my sections. They're all alphabeticalized. Alphabetalic. See, I'm kind of fucked up, dude. I don't know. This video might be a disaster. But anyways, first one is Sheila Chandra. I believe she's from the UK. I believe she's from England. She's Indian descent. You can kind of tell, I guess. It starts off with these tabulas, and it's like a Eastern Indian type band music. But then the vocals come in, and man, great vocals. And it has a 80s meets India sound. And this is fantastic. I like the way a lot of the Indian music sounds. It can get a little monotonous after a while if it's the instrumental, like the Ravi Shankar. I don't have any Ravi Shankar albums. I probably wouldn't mind having one. But after a while, okay, I don't want to hear any more of this, I'm not going to listen to 5 Ravi Shankar records in a row, let's put it that way. And the Indian music that I have heard with vocals, I can't handle it. It's like, they're horrible. This broad can sing, dude. Fantastic album. And I thought I'd show this one. It's another one I have. I didn't listen to this one. Next one is Keith Christmas, Fable of the Wings. Now this is, most of these are ones, these are albums, I pulled out albums that I'm not real familiar. Like I didn't pull out any Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. The albums that the staples, the ones that like the back of your hand. It's been a while since I heard this. It's jazzy piano with driving bass and drums, and it's just in his constant acoustic guitars, and once in a while lead guitars in there. But yeah, this was a really good. The third song, I think, Lori, I only listened to side one, and every song was really good. The third song, Lori, it had some organs in it, whereas the first two didn't, and it gave it a little bit of a different sound or feel. But yeah, another one with a big thumbs up. My descriptions are sucking on this. I'm sorry, guys. Third one is the Chambers Brothers, The Time Has Come Today. Now this album, I am familiar with. I don't listen to it a lot. I listen to both sides of this. The first side, you have it's like a rocker then a soft song, a rocker then a soft song, a rocker then a soft song. 6 songs, and it does that formula. And I don't know, that kind of, put a couple of rockers in a row, But yeah, out of the slow songs on side one, People Get Ready, they do a good version. It's nothing out of the ordinary, though. And In the Midnight Hour was a good song, good rocker. All Strung Out Over You, and I Can't Stand It. I like the rocker ones better. Side 2, I think it was Uptown. Yeah, Uptown. The first and the third song had some horns in it, I think. They were okay. Uptown was a pretty good song, but by far the best song on the album is the last song on side 2, Time Has Come Today. Just a fantastic song. I think it's like almost a 12-minute song. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into it, it gets into the psych sound, and I think everybody's aware of that song. This album, it's a good mix of gospel and rock, and it's a good album, but by far the Time Has Come Today is the best song on the album. And I wish they would have done more. I think they have another album where it's kind of blue and they're walking, peace, love, and happiness, or I don't know. I heard that one might be good too, but that's my only Chambers Brothers. Next one is Joe Cocker, and I think it's just self-titled. Yeah, this is Joe Cocker's third album. It did rather well in the U.S. In the U.K., it's called Something to Say, and it didn't do very good. And Something to Say, it's the last song on side 1, and it's the weakest song on side 1. I like Joe Cocker's first 2 studio albums. His live album, that Englishman, what is it? Mad Dogs and Englishmen is a great. I don't have the album. I have the DVD of that. It's great. But this is my favorite Joe Cocker album. It's funky. I mean, side one is all originals by Joe Cocker. He's known for doing covers. Starts out with Pardon Me, Sir. And then the second song is High Time We Went, which was the single. And I believe it reached like in the 30s, you know, in the top 100 or whatever. I mean, it wasn't a big hit, but they did play it on the radio. She Don't Mind, Black Eyed Blues, just really good, funky. This is a really good, funky album. Side two is more of the covers. It starts out with Midnight Rider, which was the Allman Brothers song. And then it has Do Right Woman. And then the third song is another original, Woman to Woman. Another, one of my favorite songs off the album. And if they would have put that song, closed side one, and taken something, Say Something to Me, and put it on side two, side one would have been perfect. But yeah, I like this album. Just, yeah. In fact, it's my favorite Joe Cocker album. I like his first two. After this, he's kind of, I don't know, he kind of dived off a cliff for me. This next one is Cain and Abel. It's a kind of a Curtis Mayfield, Temptations and their funky period with some funkadelic guitars, you know. It's a really, it's 100% full on funk. It's got a horn section. Not bad though. I mean, the horns don't over dominate. It's a good album. 70, I'm not sure when. This is a reissue. I'm a Dick, it's still in the string. Good album. I think I listened to both sides of this. I think I only listened to side one of this. And the other thing is, look at the way these dudes are dressed, dude. That's fuck. You know, dudes, they dressed up in the 60s and 70s, you know. Now everybody wears gray and black. Next one, Leonard Cohen. Songs from a Room. I think this might be his first album. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about Leonard Cohen. This is my only album I have by him. I only listened to side one. And there is strings, I think it was on Bird on a Wire, but it still has a very sparse sound. And I think it was the first three songs they have a Jew's harp on it. Really cool, dude. And then the Partisan, fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. And of all these albums I'm going to show, this might be the best of the bunch, you know? I was blown away at how much I like this. And it makes me want to, you know what? I need to pick up his second album and then his third and keep going. I've heard some of his later stuff and then I kind of made a U-turn here. And I listened to some Colosseum. This is their first album. Now these are the U.S. ones. It's like the Beatles, you know. They put the U.S. and the U.K. They don't line up. This album, it's called "Those Who Are About to Die Salute You," and side one, I didn't really like it. It's not very good. Side two is the Valentine Suite, which is the name of the second album in the UK, and it has this cover in the UK. The Valentine Suite was really good. It's the whole entire side. It's the highlight of it is the keyboards, the organs, and the horn player. The drumming's always good on Colosseum. But yeah, it's a good side two. Makes this album worth keeping. Colosseum, The Grass is Greener. I think this is a better album. It's the first two songs on side 1 and the first two songs on side 2, I think, are the best songs. And I think they're sung by Dave Clemson, the guitar player. And the other ones are sung by James Litherland, who I believe is the one that's singing all of the songs on here. The third song on side 2 is really good, though. Side 2, all 4 songs are good. Side 1, the last song, Buddy's Blues, it's not very good. An Elegy, the third song, it's okay. But yeah, Elegy was good. But yeah, it ended kind of not very good. I don't know. I think this is a better album than the first one. And this is their third U.S. album, and it's Daughter of Time. The best song on this album is the third song on side 1, Take Me Back to Doomsday. And that, again, is the one song that's sung by Dave Clemson. They brought in another guy, Chris Farlow, and he sings on all the other songs. There is one other really good song, and it is Bring Out Your Dead. It's an instrumental. So, in my mind, side 1 has one really good song, and side 2 has one really good song, and the rest, it's okay. Chris Farlow, the vocalist, it's kind of like a Tom Jones singing prog. I guess I didn't describe this band. This is a prog band. Kind of in the vein of Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Very good musicians. This album I did not like as much as the other two. And I'm going to purge this one. This will be the first album of the bunch that's going to be purged. And this is their live album. I didn't listen to this one. This is probably their biggest selling album. It's a double live album. And I think this was recorded in the beginning of 71, and they broke up later that year. I was fortunate enough to seen Colosseum live. I think it was like 3 times in August of 71 when I was in England. And fantastic shit. Okay, the next one we got is King Curtis live at Small's Paradise. Now this is King Curtis was a session musician. He played on a lot of different records. His band was the band that played on the Aretha Franklin's Live at the Fillmore West. And at that same concert, they came out with a record, King Curtis Live at the Fillmore West. And this record, it's not quite as good as that one. I've never heard that one, but they say this one isn't as good as that one. It's a rhythm and blues, gritty live set. Not a lot of audience participation, which can be a good thing. I mean, sometimes these live albums, it's... But it starts off with Tough Talk, which is a Crusaders song. And it sounds like, you know, a typical Crusaders song, you know, nothing real adventurous. And then the middle of the side 1 is really good. Philly Dog, which is a Rufus Thomas song. Preach, which is an original. And Blowing in the Wind, the Bob Dylan song. Now you'd think, oh, Blowing in the Wind. Fantastic version, dude. Those 3 songs, they're really good. And then you have a melody with Peter Gunn. It starts off with that dun 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 dun, and then Get Along, Cindy. It's good, but it's not as good as those middle 3. Side 2, man, starts off with Pots and Pans. Another original, I think. Yeah, no, maybe not. Yes, it's an original. That's fantastic. Roadrunner, he sings on that one. And yeah, side 2's good. It closes out with Soul Theme. That's pretty good. But yeah, I dug this. It's a good closer, Soul Theme. But yeah, it's not mind blowing, but it was a good funk. It's not jazz. He's a good a horn player though, really good. And it's just rhythm and blues type of, you know, Two more, man. We got Dennis Coffee here. Instant Coffee. This is another I did say this is all instrumental except for that one song, Roadrunner. He sings on that. This is all instrumental. It starts off with Sonata, and I didn't start off very good for me. And it has some good moments. The first song on side 2 is pretty good, Chicano. But then strings come in, and this song, this album, it's got some funky moments, but overall, I didn't think it really was that good, and it's getting purged. I know Dennis Coffey has some good albums, and I'm going to have to, go online and check it out, but this one here, it's I have no desire to listen to this again, so it's getting purged. And finally, my last one I'm going to show. I've been listening to a lot of C's, man. This one I only listened to side 1. Commodore's Moving On. 1975, I think. And this is like 100% funk. It is just so Hold On, Free, and Mary, Mary. Man, just 3 funk songs right after a row. It's like that. Man, what was that? The Gap Band, get that funk going. Every song sounds the same, but it's cool. We're having fun. The last song is Sweet Love, kind of a slower song. And it lets Lionel Richie sing about his dreams. And I'm dreaming of a day where nobody has to dream anymore. And it's a turd. It's okay. It's just not for me. But yeah. It's good they put it at the end, You can listen to the first 3 songs and pick it up. Unless you want to get cornball. It's kind of cornball. I don't know how side 2 is, but I'm thinking it's going to be good. It probably has one cornball song. That's the formula. Lionel Richie is going to keep you. So that's it, man. That's my first spins or listening stack. I don't know what I'm going to call this shit. And I don't even know if I'll ever do another one of these. Take care, everybody. I hope this wasn't a complete disaster. Oh, I can barely walk.